Welcome to the Bits of Good Bootcamp. So today we're going to be going over an introduction to Express. So the first thing we're going to do here is start an npm project. So we're going to use npm init. I don't really care about these fields right now, so I just went through all those really quick. The next thing that we're going to do is install the library that we're going to be using today, which is Express. So we have npm install Express. Now that we have that installed, you see that our node modules has appeared. We're going to go and we're going to add it to our app.js file here on the left. So we're going to say const express require express. Now that we have it imported into our file, we're going to instantiate it. And we're going to do that by calling express like a function. This is essentially creating an instance of Express for us. The convention is to call it app, but it can technically be anything. So finally, now that we have our Express app in our server, in our app.js file, we want to start listening on a certain port. So we do that by saying app.listen, and then we pass in a port number. In this case, I'm going to use 3000, and we're changing this console log at the end to say server is running, just so that we know that the server is running. So now I'm going to go ahead here in my terminal. I'm going to call node app.js, and we'll see the server is running. So if we head over to Google Chrome now, and we go to localhost 3000, and we hit this, we'll see that we're actually getting a page back, and the page is telling us that it cannot get slash. Slash is the most basic route for any URL. And we notice here that this is actually an error coming from Express. It's not an error coming from Google Chrome. So if I were to go to port 3001, you'll see that it's actually a Chrome error that comes up here because there's nothing running on that port. But because we have our server running on 3000, we see this. So now let's go back and let's add a route to our server. So we'll do that up here, and we'll say app.get slash, and here we're going to pass in our callback function. And so here we're just going to say response.send welcome to Express. So this is our first route in Express, and to test it out we're going to restart our code because when we're calling node app.js here the first time, it was running the old instance of our code, and we want to make sure that it's running our new code with the new route. So we're starting it again, we see our server is running, and now if I come back here, we'll see that we're getting our expected response, welcome to Express. So now let's go back here again, and let's add another route, and we'll make this one called second. And then here, typically for the callback function, we abbreviate the variables as rec and res. So we'll do that. That's following convention. And so here we'll say res.send bits of good rocks. And so I just want to show you guys what I mentioned before. If I don't restart the file here and I try to hit this second route, we're going to see an error. Yeah, cannot get second. So essentially what this means is when you run your Express server using just node and then the name of the file, you have to restart the file every single time you make changes. That's really annoying. So there's a really cool library that we're going to use that will watch our files, and whenever it sees it changes, it'll rerun the file for us automatically. And so this library is called nodemon. And so we're going to install it a little bit differently because we want it to be installed on the global scope of our computer, not just specifically for this directory. So we're going to do npm install -g. This tells npm to install it on our entire computer as opposed to just this directory. And then nodemon is the name of the library. So this is going to go, and then after this we'll be able to make changes to our Express file and not have to rerun it every single time. So we just call it the same way, nodemon.app.js. You see the only difference here is that I typed nodemon instead of node, and now we see that it's watching everything in our current directory and it has successfully started node app.js. So now if I go here, we'll see our message comes through. And just to prove that this works, I'm going to add a third route here really quick, and we're going to say nodemon is great. Okay, and you see as soon as I saved this file here on the left, the server automatically restarted here, and now we'll be able to come here to third, and it's going to work. Alright, that's it today for the introduction to Express. Check out the next video.